It might be a few minutes.
Don't make it long.
Take advantage.
All right, first of all, I gotta apologize to Kim and Chris because I meant to give them a great speech. Was it 5 years ago?
It was fantastic.
But I
5
gave
years
them an
ago.
awesome speech instead.
But I wound up doing stand-up comedy. So, but they did. I guess they came out all right because they got 2 kids. So it's all right. All right. So now this couple here. Well, I guess the last speech was based on like fantasy. Well, I wanted to make something up, really nice, but 40 things in my head at one time I couldn't get. So I figured we'll base it on fact. So we're gonna go take a trip down memory lane.
I love that.
All right, we're gonna go all the way back to when Candace was about 3 years old.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a long speech.
How we knew how stubborn Candace was from the beginning. Like Marion said, oh, she was the perfect child. And all that. But I have a different opinion. Until she was 2. Okay, we're doing the 3s now.
When Tim was born.
All right, no. When she was like 3 years old. Remember how when girls wear tights,
Oh, yes.
right? And if they're not just right, that's why they call them tights, because they don't fit right. So Kim and Marion would be holding Candace in the tights, and they would do it like tug of war back and forth with her in the middle, so she would fit right into the tights. And me and the boys were outside waiting for them because we're going to Grandma and Poppy's house. Well, most of the time we go there. And this one time, Candace wasn't liking it. So she had a fight with Marion, and we're outside, and she comes storming out of the front of the house and going, I'm not staying here anymore. And she walks down the stairs in her bare feet with a dress up the block. She makes a left, she goes up the block, and Doug says, I'm okay with that. So I'm standing there, and she's walking up the block in her bare feet, and Marion comes out. Will you go get her? I says, where's she gonna go? She's got bare feet, and it's like 20 degrees outside. She says, you blankety blank, we're gonna be late. I says, okay, all right, I'll go get her. So I start walking up, but she was gonna run away from home, but she knew enough not to cross the street. When she got to the corner, she made a left up on Otto Road. So I caught her on the second turn. And then I guess she realized the idea of running away wasn't too great because her feet were probably frozen. So I picked her up and brought her back to the house. So now we got, so that gives you an idea of how we started out. Okay, so now we're at Grandma Poppy's house, and the Poppy is like the strong Italian guy who likes to have his way, right? So he has a little fight with Candace, and they're going punch for punch in the kitchen. Now she's only like 3.5, 4, but he won't let her get the last smack in, So she realizes she's not going to win the battle, but she might win the war. So she stopped, and we went inside, we did our thing and everything like that. So like the kids were going to go outside, so she's walking past Poppy. She punches him and runs out the door. She had to get that last punch in. Okay, so that fast forward to when Candace was 5.
Oh my God.
We're going to kindergarten. We're going to kindergarten, right? St. Pancras. Now, you know how, like kids in the first few days of school, they're used to being with the parents, like in the St. Pancras, they have like a big parking lot behind the school. And the kids run around and play. And when the bell rings, everybody runs to their class and they line up to go into the house, into the school. But Candace, if she sees her mom, screams bloody murder. Okay? So we had to do a technique with the teacher that as soon as Candace starts playing around, we gotta leave. But this one time, Marion forgot she was talking to the principal. And everybody runs to their line, but Candace, out of the corner of her eye, sees Marion, starts screaming, "Wah!" And then we look at the principal, she goes, "But it's February!" Unbelievable. And we're like, we've been in classes since September, and she cries in February. All right, now we're going to fast forward to when their kids were in high school.
Yes.
Okay, fast forward. So, Marion goes to work at night. No, this is when we're in New Jersey. Marion goes to work at night. And I'm asleep. I'm like the usual, watching TV, doing with the remote control. The kids let me do it because they're 5 minutes after I fall asleep, they get to watch what I've been on anyway. So, I'm sleeping on the couch, and I hear the kids screaming and bloody murder in the laundry room. So I get up, and the three of them are fighting. Douglas, Timothy, and Candace are fighting, drag-out fighting with each other. The boys, I think, were overmatched, but because Candace was in there getting her licks in. But I says, like, okay, I'll start too. And I started punching them all. So I started punching them all, but she didn't like the idea that I hit her too. She started cursing in a way that I never heard these words before. I didn't know what these languages were.
I remember beating up the
This was a
boys.
freaking language. Woo!
Hey, you, stop.
So she did like a Linda Blair on me. I might head was spinning. So I decided to chase after her when I heard this language. And we're running up the stairs. I'm figuring out how bad I'm going to beat her up. Until she said 4 words to me that made me stop in my tracks. And I was so freaking happy when she said these 4 words. Then I went back down and I beat up the boys. So these 4 words were not curse words. Could you tell me what those 4 words were?
I'm gonna call Dyfus.
No. She said that too.
I know what they
4
are.
words. 4 words she said that kept her from getting a beating and made me the proudest person in the world.
You're the best daddy.
No.
No.
I said,
You're just like Mom. Said that, I went, whoa, all right. That was the biggest compliment she could have ever given me in high school. So now let's move on to Dan. Okay? So when Candace, all the guys that Candace dated, all the guys, there were several, I gotta admit, there were several, and we get attached. You know how you get attached to these boys, and all of a sudden, finally, you know,
Some of them I did.
some of them did. We get, you know, like, but there was a way that Candace, when she broke up with boys, she would make them cry. So like, we knew that when she came in with a certain puss on, I said, you made him cry, didn't you? I said, oh yeah. But, you know, with Dan, he was such a part of the family, right from the get-go. It's like, he was like another brother in the family. So that if we were hoping, and this is my final thing, we were hoping that if he did break up with her, the boys wouldn't cry. Because that's what made him so much of a part of the family. Like, he would come in and knock on the door. Who's knocking on the freaking door? After 14 times, he decided, oh, I guess I don't have to knock. So he just walks right in. So that's how you knew he was part of the family. So that's my speech. What?
No Googling.
No, next time.
Fact based.
I just
reality
fact was
TV.
better.
Like a roast almost.
it was a roast.